field. Michael McHenry, the fort! Oh, baby! Your Buccos lead it! Unbelievable! Wow! Yes, raise the Jolly Roger.
Well, Greg, this one was anything but flawless, but I don't know if I've ever enjoyed the ending of a game more than this one.
What a game it was last night, and there you see it, PNC Park along the banks of the Allegheny. They're filing in. We expect yet another sellout crowd as we wind down the first half of the season, heading toward the All-Star break. Bucks look to make it 2 in a row over the Chicago Cubs. Greg Brown along with Steve Blass. Steve, what a night last night.
Fabulous. The place was on fire. There were people around the streets after the game for an hour or so. I'll tell you, this city is really excited about its baseball team, and it's just everywhere you go. The fans are buzzing around the Pittsburgh Pirates, and they're talking about this ball club, and it brings back the fact that this is a great baseball town, and everybody's excited.
Well, the Bucks are just a game out of first place, so reason for that excitement. The Buccos in the National League Central Division find themselves tied for second with the St. Louis Cardinals, just a game back of the Brewers, and of course we'll be watching that scoreboard. The Reds at the Brewers tonight. Cardinals entertain the Arizona Diamondbacks. So there is certainly reason for such excitement here in Pittsburgh. The Buccos and the Chicago Cubs. Kevin Correa trying to win his 12th game before the All-Star break, which would match him for the Major League lead. The Buccos and the Cubbies are next.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is sponsored by Barrel Automotive. Barrel.com. Definitely worth the click. Let's go Bucks.
Well, they're tailgating outside PNC Park all over the place. They are pumped up for their Pirates as Kevin Correa takes the hill, looking to join CC Sabathia of the Yankees and Jair Jurgens of the Atlanta Braves as the only 12-game winners in the major leagues. Take a look at the lineup for Mike Quaddy's Cubs. Kosuke Fukudome will be followed by Starlin Castro. Ramos Ramirez hits third. Carlos Pena, the cleanup man, with Marlon Byrd in center. Alfonso Soriano in the 6th spot. Switching catcher Coy Hill, that's 7th. Darwin Barney, potential Rookie of the Year, hits 8th. And the veteran Ryan Dempster.
And they'll be working against Kevin Correa, making his 19th start. And Greg, if you're going to be a 12-game winner before the All-Star break, you are guaranteed of having a good year. Even 11 or 10 double figures before the break is very, very good. And this might be the perfect matchup. Kevin Correa has been terrific against the Cubs this year. 2 starts, giving up less than a run or just over a run in each of those starts. He's done a terrific job against the Chicago Cubs this year.
He'll be working with Michael McHenry. Fans here at PNC Park saw a replay of the home run, the introduction of Michael McHenry and the rest of the starting lineup, and he, no surprise, drew the biggest ovation. I think he could run for mayor, Steve.
Oh.
Sorry, Mr. Ravensthal. I think he put you up a pretty good fight.
He touched off a lightning bolt in the bottom of the 8th inning that lit up the North Shore. Just electric. People are still talking about it.
Well, Bob and I were on TV last night, Steve, and you and I discussed this after the game. It was as loud, no doubt, it was the loudest this place has ever been. Ever. It was just unbelievable.
And they just basically took the game away from the Cubs. And Central Casting, this young man who has really worked hard in a lot of levels, hits it over the fence. He's a 7th on the depth chart as a catcher. I mean, the whole script couldn't have been better, and it just lit this place up.
Dave Nichols, who helps run our audio, was working the board last night during the game. He said he was the decibel levels on his board were just off the charts. The crowd was just absolutely on fire.
And here we are back tonight, and it's a baseball night in Pittsburgh. Love saying that.
Yep.
It's a baseball night in Pittsburgh.
And Michael would appreciate that.
Yep.
Michael Lang.
That's in all respect to the
Yep.
doc. Absolutely.
But that's behind us. So you got to go after now these Cubs for game 2. There's no momentum in baseball.
Well, you know, that's a good point. You know, we can all get carried away with this, and we should. We should be soaking this up. We should be screaming and hollering, just as long as the players don't. That's the important thing, that they go about their job. They know it's a grind. They haven't accomplished anything yet other than being real good. But everybody else, just jump on. It's fun.
Leadoff walk.
And that's out of character for Kevin Correa. His control has been excellent. Last 5 starts, just 6 walks.
Check out the defense. Josh Harrison, Lyle Overbay on the corners. Chase Darno, Neil Walker, the double play combo. Alex Presley in left. Andrew McCutcheon in center. Garrett Jones in right. Of course, Michael McHenry behind the plate.
Talking last night, the Cubs are not a running team. Castro will steal some, 10 out of 11, but you won't see much running. Every once in a while they'll take off. Marlon Byrd stole a base last night, but it's not part of their style. Told you that Kevin's 2-0 against these Cubbies. 2 starts this year, 13 innings, just 2 earned runs. And a whole bunch of support. Don't say anything to Paul Mulholland, but he's getting a lot of runs scored in back of him. 23 runs in his last 3 starts. That's averaging 7. You should win your last 3.
After walking Fukudome, 0-2 count on Starlin Castro. Last 3 outings against the Cubs, including a start last year while he was with the Padres. He was the starter for the Bucks when they opened up this 2011 campaign. And isn't that appropriate that Kevin Correa set the tone for the rest of the year with that start at Wrigley? This ball laced into left. Stays in play, caroms back to Presley, and the Cubs in business. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out.
Well, we talked early last night over on the radio side about this is a Cubs team that is struggling. Take a look at the strike zone by Range Resources. But they are ranked very high in team batting average in the National League, so you can't take them lightly. They can sting the ball.
And no one stinging it in baseball like Aramis Ramirez, who was 2 for 4 last night with a home run, his 15th of the season. His last 16 games since June the 24th, he's hit .407, 10 homers over those 16 games, with 17 runs batted in. Sharply hit, knocked down. Harrison keeps it close and plenty of time to throw out Aramis Ramirez.
And he can't hit a ball much harder than that. Blistered it to Josh, and he stayed with it.
Infield back, and the runner at third has to hold. Ground ball anywhere else and has scored a run. Now Carlos Pena with the shift on. This is always interesting. We saw this a few weeks ago here at PNC Park, where the third baseman is well off the line, and so the runner at third can get a gigantic lead. The third baseman, in this case Harrison, as Pena swings and misses. It's Fukudome at third, Castro at second.
86 strikeouts for Carlos Pena, so he is a candidate.
One ball, one strike.
Kevin can work him a little bit. He's got an open base. See if he can possibly get him in a 2-strike situation.
There's an unusual look on that shift. That runner at third could go halfway down the line. Play cat and mouse all night. And 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Carlos Pena.
Now he can really fool around trying to get him to chase something that is at least borderline. Michael McHenry on alert now, so they might try to stay outside of the strike zone toward the bottom. Cat and mouse game right here. People still streaming across the Clemente Bridge to fill up this ballpark. You'll be able to hear all of them if he can strike Pena out. Want to see that one?
Las Diaz, home plate umpire.
You will hear some barking as you take a look at the strike zone by Range Resources. Well, you're not going to get that call all the time, but occasionally you will, and it couldn't have come at a better time right there. That close.
John Hirschbeck, the crew chief, the first base umpire, with Scott Berry at second, Wally Bell at third.
Oh, got him. Kevin Correa now with a chance to wiggle out of a real mess here in the top of the first inning. The breaking ball downstairs underneath. Michael McHenry right there on the spot, making sure he keeps track of the baseball.
Marlon Byrd last night on base 4 times, 3 for 3, scored a pair, and a double, a stolen base. He's 1 for 13 in his career against Kevin Correa.
What an escape this could be. This could be a real shot in the arm for the Pirates. Can you look at Marlon Byrd without thinking the Phantom of the Opera?
No.
Had himself a night last night for sure.
Wearing that protective plastic sleeve. As he is just recently back from the disabled list. Byrd activated 7 days ago, missed 6 weeks, hit by a pitch just below the left eye, May 21st. So that extension off the batting helmet to protect the left side of his face. Fukudome at third and Castro at second. 2-1 count on Marlon Byrd.
Go box. Get up. Hey, box. Let's go box.
Two and two.
You know, Greg, they will sit down and evaluate free agents that signed in the winter of last year and what they've done, the good stuff, maybe the not so good stuff. And Kevin Correa is going to wind up very, very high on that list of acquisitions, bargains, if you will. Good player evaluation decisions made by the Pirates to pick up number 29.
2-2 count on Byrd. Full count now. With a win tonight, he'd become just the fourth Pirates pitcher to win at least 12 before the break, joining Doc Ellis in 1971, Ken Brett in 74, and Elroy Face in 1959. 3-2 count. And it'll stay 3-2.
That 74 program for Kenny Brett, I think, was an all-star year. All-star game in Pittsburgh.
Right here at Pittsburgh at Three Rivers.
I think Doc Ellis, his string, I think he won 14 in a row, something like that during that string.
He was an all-star in Detroit that year. Ellis was 14-3 at the break. Brett 12-6 in 74. Elroy Face was 12-0 in 1959. Ground ball. Nice stop, and it will be a base hit and a 1-0 lead for the Cubs. Darno, the stop on the infield hit.
Saved a run.
Fukudome scores.
We're having a hard time getting Marlon Byrd out. Past Harrison. Nice stop. You can tell if that ball gets into left field, it's going to be a 2-0 lead. A GH cam showing that ball just getting beyond the reach of Josh Harrison, and then the good stop.
Alfonso Soriano was 2 for 4 and drove in a pair last night. Takes ball 1. He is 2 for 12 in his career against Correa.
And the more Chase Darno stays around the big leagues, he will probably most times on that particular play not make an ill-advised throw to first base. Just check out the guy at third in case he makes a big turn. Really had no chance of getting it out at first.
Correa beat the Cubs April the 1st. And again, May 27th, both of those games at Wrigley.
One of them at the hands of Ryan Dempster, his non-opponent tonight. Strike zone, saying that pitch very much in the grid.
Whoops. Runner breaks for the plate and will score. Right off of McHenry's mitt. A wild pitch makes it 2-0 Cubs.
Kevin just catches a flyer, and Michael not able to go up in time to pull it in. And ball that, yeah, wild pitch, but you got to catch that ball too.
I thought they might charge him with a pass ball. To right field, Garrett Jones makes the catch. Cubs score a couple at the bottom of the first inning. 2-zip Chicago. Pirates go to work against Ryan Dempster. Here is the Pirates starting lineup, brought to you by Toyota. Alex Presley, Chase Darno, Neil Walker, 1, 2, 3. Then the cleanup man, Andrew McCutchen, with Lyle Overbay in fifth spot. Garrett Jones in right. Josh Harrison, Michael McHenry, and Kevin Correa facing Ryan Dempster.
There's veteran right-hander, 5-6 on the year, making his 19th start. No stranger to the Pirates. This is career start number 23 for Ryan Dempster against the Bucks. 7-11, 7-11 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Those 7 wins, part of his career total of 107 major league victories. Ryan Dempster, he's done starting, he's done some save work, saved 28 games for the Cubbies a while back. Back on the hill to start again.
Had a start skipped because of back issues.
All-Star game coming up. Ryan Dempster was an All-Star in 2000, the year 2000, and also 2008.
Oh, Presley ropes this ball toward the Clemente wall. Off the top of the 21-foot high wall, and Presley into second base with a double.
How do you do? That didn't miss much by putting the Pirates right on the board with one swing. That ball was blistered. Thought it might have enough carry at first.
Leadoff double off the wall and right. Second pitch of the game to Presley, who was 2 for 3 last night. But what a start for him. This is his 12th game since his call-up.
Yeah, hitting a cool 349 before that two-base hit.
And now it's Chase Darno, who was 1 for 4 last night. A balk, did I hear? No. I saw or heard.
I thought I did
there.
Also.
Chase Darno hitting .237 in 14 games. And shows bunt. Third baseman Ramirez was already in. Ball 1 on Darno. Ryan Dempster has been roughed up here at PNC Park. 20 games, 7 starts, a 5.24 ERA here in this yard. Going the other way, Chase Darno puts runners at. Oh, they're going to go ahead and wave Presley, and the throw to the plate is out. Now a surprise, Nick Leyva, with nobody out, waved Darno.
Domi with a good throw into Coy Hill. Looking like a big-time start for the Pirates, and now some of the air out of the balloon as well. An ill-advised wave to home plate by Nick.
Fukudome throws out Presley. Neil Walker, 6-game hitting streak. Walker 1 for 4, 2 RBIs. Took a little bit of the.
Boy, it took the luster out of this bottom of the first inning. There'd been some ongoing base running mistakes. And, perhaps
well, base hit to left. Puts runners at first and second. And just going back to that, no excuses, but I almost got the impression that last replay, it looked as though Nick Leyva he wasn't necessarily waving Presley there until Presley had already taken the aggressive turn and was heading that way. I don't know. He didn't put up the stop sign either.
Yeah. It's one of those things that it looks bad, and then you got to be careful because there might be more involved in that whole thing than we're aware of from this angle. So I'm sure it'll be addressed.
They have been aggressive. There's no question about that. I talked to Xavier Paul today about getting doubled up last night. And what we thought, that he thought there were 2 outs on that ball hit by d'Arnaud in the 5th inning. As McCutchen takes ball 1. Or by d'Arnaud in the 7th inning. It doubled up Paul. And Paul said no, it was a misread. It looked as though it was off the end of the bat. I thought for sure it was going to drop in. So those are instincts. And he said he was down on himself, but said he'll learn from it. 1 ball, 1 strike on McCutchen. Hit a game-tying home run, his 13th of the year last night, leading off the 6th inning against Rodrigo Lopez. He was on base 3 times.
Well, still in business here in the bottom of the 1st.
And there go the runners, and it's a pop-up. Shallow center. McCutchen pops out to Castro. Brings up Lyle Overbay just to go back and see if we can see anything at all.
There's the base hit.
He is waving him.
Yeah. And watch Hill. He positions himself. Watch him drop that leg with the shin guard. So that is the perfect block. So on top of everything else, you get a good throw and a perfectly executed block by the catcher.
Well, we certainly recognized Coy Hill being an excellent blocker when Ty Wigginton nearly ended his career as a rookie several years ago when he was with the Diamondbacks. Strike called on Lyle Overbay.
Just took him out. Just a big time collision.
Back in 2004, Ty Wigginton just destroyed him. He held onto the ball, ended up with a fractured ankle, had surgery. 1 ball, 1 strike on Overbay, 2 outs, and Bucks could use a hit here. No kidding.
Yep. And keep in mind too, Ryan Dempster making his 19th start. The first 18 starts gave up 14 home runs. Now he does pitch in Wrigley Field, but that's still a substantial number.
We were wondering about Dempster's health at the start of the season. Well, April the 1st, when he gave up the 6 runs, walked 4. Correa and the Pirates beat him, and then he went on to have a really difficult month of April, an ERA of over 9.5. Started to pitch better in May
and June.
Fouled off of Overbay. Yeah, with the exception of just a couple of starts in June, Dempster looked like his old self again, but then had that last start skipped because of the back issues. Last 5 starts against the Pirates since May 4th, 2010. He is 1-4 with a 6.37 ERA against Pittsburgh.
The Pirates making a run at him here in the bottom of the 1st, but they haven't been able to get anybody in yet.
And Dempster strikes out Overbay. The Pirates leave a couple, have 3 hits, do not score, 2-0.
Well, Greg Brown, Steve Blass, and myself had a lot of fun with the Root Sports text poll question just a couple weeks ago. We asked you a question, had 3 choices. We each lobbied for one and asked you to vote throughout tonight's broadcast, and we're going to do so once again tonight. What is the best moment at PNC Park in 2011? Here are your choices. The Jose Tabata walk-off RBI single against the Phillies, the Andrew McCutchen walk-off home run against the Diamondbacks, or the Fort last night and his first dinger against the Cubs. You can text your answers to 412-412. Guys, can I pick first?
Of course.
I'm going to go with the Fort.
Well, that's
tough, huh?
That's a trap you can fall into.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it's a trap you can fall in. The obvious answer is number 1, Tabata.
Why?
Because it's against the Phillies. It's against the best team in baseball.
See the movement already?
Well, go ahead, Greg. What do you pick?
I'm going to go with the McCutchen walk-off.
You have to. It's all that's left.
I'll tell you why. I've got the reasoning behind it. And we'll see as the text poll question moves along throughout the night if folks don't agree. Off the end of the bat, nice play there by Neil Walker. Retired Coy Hill.
Don't be fooled, viewers. Don't be fooled.
Well, the reason why
set the tone for the season.
The McCutchen home run, put it in perspective. It was a 12th inning homer, and the Pirates just kept battling back time and time again. I really think it was a microcosm of the season.
No.
Pirates had a 1-0 lead going into the 8th. The Diamondbacks tie it, and then they take a 2-1 lead in the top of the 10th. And it looked like it was over. But again, the Bucks kept battling. Neil Walker, RBI single, brought home McCutchen to tie it at 2. And you'll recall,
this is not a filibuster.
Sure it is. The bullpen over the next 2 innings had to put up zeros. In particular, Daniel McCutchen got a huge double play ball with runners at first and second to end the inning. They had runners at first and third in the 12th inning. They got out of it.
How about the early years?
And then McCutchen's home run to lead off the bottom of the 12th. I think that really defined. It was a great moment last night, but that grind out game back on June the 8th, I think defines this Bucco team. 4 hours and 6 minutes in extra innings to beat the Diamondbacks club that was red hot. Punted by Dempster after the hit. Moves Darwin Barney into scoring position. So state your case, Steve, for why you say the Tabata walk-off RBI single in the 12th against the Phillies.
I can't because there's a curfew. Are you done?
I am now.
It set the tone for the season. When you do that against the best team in baseball, it just simply sets the tone. A lot of people, it's so subtle that you have to really be an accomplished baseball fan to sift through all the nonsense and the fluff and puff and smoke and mirrors and all that to get down to when you beat the Philadelphia Phillies, you set a tone for the season. We haven't looked back.
Talk about a filibuster. What did you just say? You should have given that speech on Capitol Hill. What did you just say there?
I said what had to be said. You don't have to say it again.
It was gibberish.
No. Accomplished baseball people will know not to fall into the trap.
What trap?
Of the stating the obvious.
What are you talking about?
Get into the fabric of the game.
What? Get into the fabric of the game.
You set a tone when you do something against the Phillies that is going to carry you like it's carried the Pirates now. An accomplished baseball fan and an observer like yourself should be able to see that. I don't know.
Dan Potash, are you listening to this?
Yeah.
Have you fallen asleep?
No. Mine's shorter and sweeter. In the last month, Michael McHenry, he's become the feel-good story for this team. And last night was a major reason why. That's it.
Okay, now McCutchen's walk-off home run of the 12th against Arizona on the 8th of June.
Yeah, but
who's best? Who's the MVP of this team?
Yes, but McHenry was shopping for eggs and bread in Pawtucket a month ago.
Steve, your thoughts?
I feel strongly both ways, and when you really analyze the whole package of those possibilities, I think you have to go with the win against the Phillies. I can't understand why you guys are not seeing this.
You should never put the ball in his court, Greg.
Oh, base hit to left. And a 3-0 lead. An angry Chicago Cubs team coming out swinging here against Kevin Correa.
Nothing cheap about that one. Into the gap in left center field. Ray Searage wants to talk to his starter.
So Fukudome,
yeah, he's done so well against the Cubs, but tough start tonight.
Fukudome, the RBI single, and walked and scored in the first. Been some hard hit balls early on here against Correa. Bucks down 3. Face Starlin Castro, who doubled in the first inning. That 12 victory mark is significant because we told you he'd be just one of 4 Pirates all time to have at least 12 wins by the break, and looking to become the first Pirates pitcher to win at least 12 in a season since Tom Gorzolani won 14 in 2007. Ball 1. Barrel Automotive leaders, wins by starters before the break since 1979. This 2011 club with 34 victories from their starters. Barrel Automotive definitely worth the click.
There's another aspect too. If he gets his 12th win, you know, they're still kind of unsettled with what the pitching staff is going to be for the National League All-Star team. So a 12th win would be big. What that ties for the most in the big leagues. I mean, it has to call attention to it.
Yep. He's given up 3, and Ryan Dempster, a veteran, able to get out of that first inning without a run being scored. We've seen veterans like Dempster, once you get past the rough waters early on, really settle down.
And of course, we did give him some help. It was going to be first and third with nobody out, and Nick Leyva waved him in, and it was one of those decisions that did not work out.
A strikeout of Starlin Castro. Garrett Jones will lead off the bottom of the second against Ryan Dempster. Another run for the Cubs. They're up 3 early on. Subscribe to MLB.tv to see every Pirates game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Pirates.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Jones, Harrison, McHenry in the bottom of the second against Dempster.
And you can always tell when it's Ryan Dempster. He kind of wiggles that glove around so he doesn't give any pitch grips away. It's the way he disguises it so it doesn't expose anything. The floppy wrist theory. By the way, congratulations to Derek Jeter. He just did it with a flourish, didn't he? 5 hits today.
His 3,000th was a home run.
Congratulations. What an accomplishment. Earns you 1 free all expense weekend paid in future summer in Cooperstown, New York.
One and 2 on Jones. 0 for 3 last night. 2 for 18 in his career against Dempster. Bounce to the shortstop, Castro. Up 1 down in the bottom half of inning number 2, and back to Yankee Stadium. Second at bat, he had singled his first time up. With the no doubter. Wow. 1-1. Tied the game. 3,000 for his career.
Talk about frosting on the cake.
First Yankee to do that. 28th player in Major League history, and he had a tie-breaking hit in the 8th inning. Part of that 5-hit day for Jeter. Harrison had quite a day, celebrating his 24th birthday yesterday, and went on to collect 3 hits in the game, including the game-tying single in the 8th, preceding the McHenry home run. 1 and 2 on the former Cub prospect Josh Harrison.
Ryan Dempster, we told you he's worked as a starter and as a closer for the Cubs. I mentioned 28 saves. 2 years before that he had 33. And you combine that with a couple of 15-win seasons and a 14-win season. He's done great work for the Chicago Cubs.
Strikes out Josh Harrison.
Strike zone brought to you by Range Resources. Downer action on that might have been the split. He has a very good split downstairs. Split finger fastball. Not familiar with that split phrase.
2 outs for Michael McHenry.
Dempster, a native of Gibson's, British Columbia.
McHenry fights that one off. Diving stop. That was pretty, but no throw. From Starlin Castro, an infield hit from McHenry. Really had to fight that one off.
And Michael continues to get his hits on top of that lightning bolt last night.
Talk about a pretty looking stop. The all-star shortstop.
He's a very special young man. He and Jose Reyes can really play that position.
This kid just 21 years old. And because of the injury to Jose Reyes and Troy Tulowitzki banged up, you could see Castro starting on Tuesday night in Phoenix.
Speaking of that, I had a chance to sit down with Joel Hanrahan and talk to him about the whole experience after getting all the information. He has got it down. He has got an itinerary, and he's not going to miss 1 second of that entire experience. Very excited about going to the All-Star game. Joel Hanrahan, play that interview, our Greats of the Game segment on the radio side tomorrow afternoon.
Ground ball. Play made by Ramirez to retire Correa. Through 2 innings at PNC Park. Game 2 of the 3-game series. Cubs up 3-0.
On Root Sports is sponsored by Toyota. Buy right the first time and save more. Visit your local Toyota dealer for details. And by AT&T. Let's go Bucks!
We're back. Pirates baseball continues for PNC Park. Our A&T mobility trivia question. Can you name the 3 players who share the Pirates record for most homers in the month of July? You have to believe Stargell's on that list, don't you, Steve?
Yep.
Well, that's 1.
Brian Giles.
How about Kiner?
Kiner and Giles and Stargell.
Now, we're not saying we're right, are we? We're this are our guesses.
Darn right we are. No, just guesses.
Line foul by Ramirez.
He's hitting everything very hard.
And our key matchup of the day from Day Automotive. Ramirez's career against the Pirates. Last 3 starts Kevin Correa has done. One ball, 1 strike on Ramirez. Quoted in the papers in Chicago today about last night's game and this Pirates club as he clubs that one into right center. He's hitting everything hard these days.
Strike zone tells you that that pitch was out there where he could extend. Just blister it to right center field. Even the foul ball he just hit was hit right on the button.
Ramirez said he's really actually happy for this franchise and this area, for this resurgent baseball team. And that's hit the other way by Pena. First and second. Range Resources shows you what
good piece of
strike
hitting
zone
right
looks like. Yeah, off the plate, the other way.
Yeah, it gives you an idea that it just doesn't have to be just strikes that you can hit and hit well. And you can tag the ball if you're looking out that way. You can get to it.
And now another guy who's been hot. Pirates have not been able to retire him through his first 5 plate appearances of this series. Marlon Byrd collected his second hit in 14 career at-bats against Correa in the first inning. 6 hits for the Cubs. Could be 2. Harrison has to wait for that final hop, and that's all he'll get.
It's okay. Stops the bleeding momentarily.
Ramirez forced at third. First and second. And Correa now faces Alfonso Soriano, who flied to right in the first.
Laboring here in the third inning with 6 base hits given up, a lot of pitches thrown.
It will be interesting to see what the Pirates do following the All-Star break. There seems little doubt that they're going to rearrange the rotation. They have hinted that they may soon go to a 6-man rotation, with the possibility of Brad Lincoln being added to the staff at some point. Well, they will have the off day on the 21st after 3 games in Houston, and then the first 3 of a homestand against the Reds, and another hit makes it 4-zip. Pena scores. Bird to third. Kevin Correa has given up 7 hits.
Soriano goes out, turns the ball back around to left field. Busy again in the Pirate bullpen.
First and third, 1 out. The batter, Coy Hill.
And you really need to stop the bleeding here. Ground ball right at the shortstop or second baseman would be quite welcome.
Bounce to first. There is 1.
That'll work too.
And 2.
Yeah.
Boy, did Correa and the Bucks need that one. 4-0 as we go to the bottom of the third. Mobility trivia question was, can you name the 3 players who share the Pirates record for the most homers in the month of July? We said Kiner, Giles, and Stargell.
I had another name to throw in, Jason Thompson.
Oh. Well, 1 out of 3.
Yeah.
Kiner in 50, Clendenin with 10 in 1966, and Garrett Jones with 10 his rookie year of 2009.
Okay.
Next, back to the top of the order, Alex Presley, who doubled off the Clemente wall in right field to start the bottom of the first. Pirates looked like they were setting up shop following the double, the d'Arnaud single, but Presley thrown out at the plate. And instead of first and third, nobody out. There's a man at first base when Neil Walker singled, and then Dempster got McCutchen and Overbay.
That close to putting the Pirates on the board with that one swing. It didn't miss by much.
That's driven to right center field by Alex Presley. He's going for 3.
No contest. Do it, young man. Do it. And I want to see a replay of that pitch. It looked like he picked it up off his shoe tops.
How impressive has he been in this, the 12th game since his call-up? Just a quick flick of the wrist. And the ball jumps to right center.
Big ride.
By the way, a nice job by that Pirates fan in right center field. As you see the HGH cam, the AGH cam showing the slide of Presley. Like a fan thought about reaching down there and grabbing that ball and then backed away, allowing Presley to reach third. And now a chance to get the Bucks on the board. d'Arnaud single to right in the first. One count, infield back with the exception of the third baseman Ramirez. He's even. 0-2 on d'Arnaud. Pirates 8th round pick, 4th round pick in 2008, 4th rounder in 2008. Chase d'Arnaud, 24-year-old out of Torrance, California. Initially was called up and played third base while Josh Harrison was banged up. And Dempster gets the rookie.
Yeah, I want to see if we can pick up how low that pitch that Alex hit was coming in from Dempster. And he just got under it. Not as low as I thought, but he was able to get the bat underneath and give it the lift. That is acceleration through where the hands turn. That's just quick hands going through that hitting zone.
Well, Neil Walker single to left in the first.
You have to get this run in.
Yeah.
Get this run in. Get on the board. Just to establish something.
Walker 7 for 11 versus Ryan Dempster. Including his single in the first. And that will get the run home. It'll be the second out, which is fine with Dempster. The Bucks are on the board. It's 4-1.
Another ribby for Neil.
58 as we approach the break for the Pirates second baseman. We've said this before that no Pirates second baseman, full-time second baseman since 1900 has driven in 100 or more runs. Walker certainly on pace to do that.
And you can bet that there's a former Pittsburgh Pirate who used to wear number 9 that is really enjoying this work by Neil Walker.
Nothing in 1 on McCutcheon. Popped up in the first.
Mr. Mazeroski, I understand Maz was in the building earlier in this homestand. A lot of work with Bill Mazeroski and Neil Walker in spring training.
How about his 2 RBIs last night and the infield hit?
Yep. Throw went to first base, and who is it? Never stopped coming around third base.
Darno. No
Yep.
play even from the first baseman Pena. Two and 2. Full count. Dempster with 37 walks, 100 strikeouts on the year.
Remember on base, and I was looking at the stats for Corey Hill. He has thrown out 20%. There have been 20 attempts, 16 successful. He's thrown out 4.
Well, Bucks down 4-1. It's early. See if McCutcheon can try and swipe second. Happy birthday wish going out to great Bucko fan Denning Gearhart. 60th birthday today. Happy birthday, Denning.
Attention being paid as we expected.
Overbay a 5-game hitting streak. Struck out in the first. One ball, one strike. McCutcheon still over there at first base. Has stolen his last base in a game against the Red Sox. Back on June the 25th was when he swiped his 15th bag. For a time, Clint Hurdle was giving him the steal sign to try and get him going again, get the momentum.
Telling him to go.
Yep. And there he goes, and it's popped up. Let's see the shortstop, Castro, will make the catch. Bucks get 1 on the 4th. 4-1 Chicago.
We'll buy you a beer for
on Root Sports, and Kevin Correa taking the mound tonight with 11 wins, and some feel that should have been enough to earn him a spot on the National League All-Star team. And I think former Pirate Wilbur Wood will be in his corner. Back in 1973, while with the Chicago White Sox, he was 18-14. 18-14 at the break, and did not make the All-Star team. Those 18 wins, the most ever for a pitcher at the break, not to make the All-Star team. I should tell you guys that he began his career as a reliever, a knuckleball reliever, and he was with the Pirates for a couple years, but when he went to the White Sox, his manager decided to make him a starting pitcher. Who was that manager?
Number 7. Chuck Tanner.
You're too good, Steve.
That's a great story, Dan, and I was a good friend of, still am a good friend of Wilbur Wood. I haven't seen him in a long time, but the story goes, and Wilbur told me this, that Chuck called him up in the winter and said, "You want to make $100 grand?" And Wilbur said, "Yeah." He says, "Well, I'm going to run you out there a lot." I mean, how about 32 decisions before the break?
Sheesh.
And he started both ends of a doubleheader one day.
I think he finished the season 24-20. 24-20.
44 decisions. And loved to fish as much as he loved to pitch. Good guy, Wilbur and Sandy Wood. Wife Sandy.
Yeah, a little single to center field for Darwin Barney to start this 4th inning. Barney 2 for 2. Like us on Facebook at Root Sports Pit, and you can stay connected with all our local teams and other passionate fans just like yourself. Let's go Bucks. A little shake of the head there by Correa.
Well, that pitch was down on the ground too, and Barney just kind of lifted it into short right center field. Good pitch delivered. Good piece of hitting by Mr. Barney.
And the bunt. Second time that Dempster has done the job moving a runner. Cubs came into town, we're talking about momentum, figuring maybe they were on the verge of breaking out and going on a streak after falling behind 8-0 to the Washington Nationals the night before last in D.C. And they came back to win that game 10-9. Thought they had that one in the bag last night. But they bounced back tonight, take a 4-1 lead. They've collected 8 hits. Fukudome, who was 1 for 4 plus a walk last night, on base twice tonight. Mike Quade, who led this team after taking over for Lou Piniella. Fine 24-13 record under Quade last year. Over the last 10 days, you see that where the Cubs stand. Their overall record at 36-54. Bounce to first. That's the second out. Obviously, with the Pirates scoring a run, at least getting on the board, Correa knows he needs to put up a 0 in this top of the 4th.
Yep. Protect that start.
Chris LaRue throwing once again.
Yeah, just the psychological effect now, putting up a 0. Scored 2, then 1, then 1. Put up the 0. Okay. Settle things down.
Two 2-0 on the young shortstop of the Cubs.
Yeah, this is a challenge too, because he has come in with a batting average over 300, and then you got Ramirez in the on deck circle.
Castro became the youngest All-Star in Chicago Cubs franchise history. 113 hits, ranking him second in the National League, fourth in the majors. A batting average of .304 is 10th in the National League. Two-two count. Big pitch now coming from Kevin Correa. Now it's 3-2.
Check it out on the strike zone, just off the outside corner.
To third, that's a fair ball. Long throw, and Overbay cannot make the pick. It's going to go as a base hit and an RBI.
Well, certainly a difficult chance, as Harrison had to go over on the line. Didn't have much time because Castro runs very well. Good stop, and then all the way across. They get him with a strong throw, with an accurate throw, or an above average pick at first base.
Hard to see where that ball hit the dirt. Was that an in-between hop, a short hop? Did it hop at all? Clint Hurdle is going to go to the bullpen. Double switch.
And as difficult a play as that might have appeared to be, it could have been made better on either end. Better throw or a better pick.
So Overbay, who made the last out, is going to be pulled from the game. And he doesn't, a little bit surprised by it. Said something about 2 at-bats. We'll come back and tell you about who's going to play first base. Here in the 4th inning. And a double switch, Matt Diaz in right.
And Chris LaRue coming on to work here in the 4th inning as Kevin Correa departs. He will not pick up win number 12. Numbers for LaRue.
Ramirez 1 for 2. 0-2 on Aramis Ramirez. Chris LaRue back with the club. A little bit of time last year with Pittsburgh. Pitched on Wednesday night. Struck out a couple in 1 2/3 innings against Houston. Recalled Sunday from AAA Indy. Good fastball to strike out Aramis Ramirez. Cubs pick up another. They lead 5-1 going to the bottom of the 4th. An 11 PNC Park moment has been the most memorable. The top of the walk-off against the Phillies in the 12th inning that night here at PNC Park. The McCutchen walk-off homer in the 12th against Arizona. Certainly what is most fresh in your mind, the McHenry walk-off, or not walk-off, but 8th inning home run last night.
Number 3.
That's Dan Potash. He's lobbying for that most recent moment here at PNC Park. It was a thriller. You see, Steve, the McCutchen play making a move. The McCutchen.
Not much of a move.
The McCutchen walk-off homer against Arizona.
People come to realize when you beat the Phillies, set a tone.
Greg, with the hope that I could take your vote or get your vote, I will tell you that your call last night of the home run, best call ever.
Well, I don't know about that, but thanks.
There's a vote right there. There's a write-in. That's
Dan,
a write-in.
Thanks, Dan, but that will not. I will not waver.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I appreciate it, though.
I'll settle for my root beer float someday.
Yeah, someday. It's not there yet?
No.
Huh. It's taken them so long.
Well, it's like a loan. You float a loan, float a root beer float.
You can still get your pick in. Texting 1 for the top of the home run against the Phillies. That walk-off in the 12th inning on the 3rd of June, 5 days later. The McCutchen walk-off homer in the 12th. And last night, the McHenry 8th inning home run. That was not a walk-off.
But it was Greg's,
it was
Greg's
great.
best call ever.
It was great. Great moment. Harrison struck out in the 2nd. Pirates had 3 hits in the 1st, did not score. An infield hit by McHenry in the 2nd. Presley led off last inning with a triple. Oh, hit hard toward right center field. Long run for Bird. He is there. Harrison hit the ball to the gap in right center field. Tracked down by Marlon Bird.
Well, the final line for Kevin Correa tonight: 3 2/3, 5 runs, 9 hits. He walked about and struck out 2.
He will not get that 12th win before the break. We have just learned that Andrew McCutchen is going to the All-Star game.
Oh, great. That's great. I'll vote for that. As a result of what happened.
Now you're going to vote for the McCutchen home run, the walk-off?
No, I voted for him going to the All-Star game.
And the crowd has just learned it. We'll join hand-to-hand. Ryan Braun. Well, look at this reaction here. With Ryan Braun being hurt, they needed to look at everybody. Wow, what a moment this is.
Stand up. Stand up if you're listening on the radio at home. Or
look at this, with some inspiration from Michael McHenry.
He might be gone. They vote him in today. Andrew taking a bow. Well deserved. They're loving their Andrew.
Another great moment. Scoreboard recognizing that McCutchen is going to the game. We will too. Our PNC achievement. Great. He is an all-star. 291, 13 homers, 49 RBIs. And since May the 7th, 34 runs batted in, 37 runs scored. Andrew McCutchen joins Joel Hanrahan as an all-star. It won't be his last game.
No.
And now, and is it second and third, one out?
And he won't be going as a fill-in.
Right. Matt Diaz takes a strike. Diaz's first at bat came on as part of the double switch.
Now you get everybody involved. Base hit here now. You're a 5-3 ball game. And you're right back in the middle of things.
One ball, one strike. A walk to Jones after Harrison flied out to the gap in right center. McHenry doubled inside the third base pad. Just as the crowd erupted when they read the note on the scoreboard that their Andrew McCutchen was going to the All-Star game. Two and one.
So the free pass and then two balls that were stung. Actually, the ball hit by Harrison was hit very well. And then the ball sharply hit down in the corner by the Pirate catcher.
Three and one.
Now, Mr. Dempster, if you lose him, you're going upstairs to the hot bat of Alex Presley. Double and a triple so far.
Jones and McHenry the runners. 3-1 count on Diaz.
Take a look at how much Ryan Dempster has missed.
Ooh. Going the other way. Is it fair? It is! Ground rule double. That scores a pair. It is 5-3. Here come your Bucks.
And for whatever reason, I still don't know, Lyle Overbay leaves and Clint Hurdle pushes the right button again.
Yep. It is a 5-3 game as Diaz goes the other way. That is a signature double from Diaz. Now 15 RBIs. Mark Riggins, the pitching coach, a quick visit to Dempster.
Every time it seems like in recent games here at PNC Park that you think you've seen something special, the next night you see something more special. And there's a chance tonight.
Every time you think that it's going to be a flatliner game, you can understand it. They're going up against Dempster. He's starting to get into a groove. They pick each other up. They're young. They battle. They scrap. Scratch. Claw. Fight.
We have not heard the expression cave in referring to this ball club all year long. They don't quit, and they're getting results.
2-0 count.
And we talked to Greg about this ball club, those vulnerable games. You know, you're going to win so many, lose so many. Those games that are up for grabs, they're winning a lot more of those this year. Games that would get away last year, they're winning more of them this year. Think they're not having fun? Think they're not having fun.
2-1 count on Presley. "25 years old, from Monroe, Louisiana." Three and one.
We don't have to tell you, looking at him, that this young man is young. And this well,
the other way, Soriano back, makes the catch. That was stung. Presley flies out to left. Well, they'll need a 2-out hit from Chase Darno to get Diaz around. Darno 1 for 2. Real good approach that first at bat from Darno, the opposite field single.
Plenty of room for Matt Diaz to get a very, very good lead. Protecting a ground ball going through the infield. Well, the Cubs know that they have been engaged. Ball game now, 5-1, looking a whole lot different from the Cubs' standpoint and their perspective, and now it's 5-3.
Line right at Ramirez. Pirates pick up a couple. Head to inning number 5. Pirates now down 2.
Bay Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks!
Bucks down a couple. Andrew McCutchen moments ago informed he was going to the All-Star game, and the fans reacted when they found out. Tomorrow, the Bucks and Cubs meet at 1:35. Kids Day. All youngsters 14 and under get pierogi wind-up racers, courtesy of Mrs. T's Pierogies. Come out early for the #1 Cochran Kids Fun Zone on Federal Street. Day after the game, all youngsters run the bases. Thanks to H.K. Anderson Pretzels. Go to Pirates.com. Final game before the break. Come out and see All-Stars Andrew McCutchen and Joel Hanrahan.
Now, if we thought a 0 in the top of the 5th, in the top of the 4th was important, really you could use one right now because you've gotten yourself back in the ball game, and here we go.
Right away, Carlos Pena. Line single to center off LaRue.
Well, I guess we shouldn't be totally surprised. The Cubs, I think, are like 3rd or 4th team batting average in the National League.
Just behind St. Louis and the New York Mets. Also not surprised that they're up there swinging the bats. We mentioned last night 222 walks on the year, the fewest in Major League Baseball. Marlon Byrd 1 for 2, RBI single in the first. Breaking ball from LaRue. Like tonight's Cubs starter, a Canadian native. Born in Montreal. Picked up last year by the Pirates off waivers from the Florida Marlins.
Maybe it's a Florida thing because Ryan Dempster, that Canadian native, spent some time with the Marlins after being signed way back in the day by the Texas Rangers. Never pitched in the big leagues for Texas, but back in 1995.
LaRue was signed by the Marlins in 2005. 1-2. 27 years old, 6'6", 225 pounds. You can see by his stuff why the Pirates like this Canadian native Chris LaRue, and why they picked him off waivers last year. He made only 6 appearances out of the bullpen in September. To center field, McCutchen.
The ever dangerous Alfonso Soriano.
Looking to put that 0 on the board, as Steve said. Soriano indeed is dangerous. Ball 1. Seven-time All-Star Alfonso Soriano.
A big swing.
Pickoff try, Pena back. He's attempted 2 steals, was caught both times. And now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Soriano. 35 years old, still signed through 2014, an 8-year deal. Still has 2.5 years left on it. Cubs have spent a ton of money. Not much to show for it. Last year they went 75 and 87. Lined just over the shortstop d'Arnaud on the 1-2 pitch. Second hit for Soriano and 11 hits for the Cubs.
inning and the top of the 5th inning, not even halfway through, and there's 18 hits in this ball game. Chase couldn't quite chase it high enough.
So LaRue faces switch hitting catcher Coy Hill. Hill has lined to second and hit into a 3-6-3 inning-ending double play. .32-year-old Coy Hill, the backup to Giovanni Soto. And strike one. Still amazing. We talk about it, I guess, every time the Pirates and Cubs meet, that he's playing Major League ball, overcoming that horrific table saw accident in October of 2007.
Add that to the list of bizarre injuries.
Yeah, basically lost 3 fingers and a thumb on the right hand. Had to have them reattached. Back in 07, and basically we talked to him last year on a pregame show about the injuries. Basically, when he bats from the other side, he's holding the hand, the right-handed grip, holding the bat with one hand and a finger on the other hand. He's 1 for 17 as a right-hand hitter, an .059 average, .265 from this side of the plate.
Give him a lot of credit. He's been banged around different ways.
Held. No, home plate umpire says he went. Strikeout. 2 down.
Well, Greg, we talk about pitchers getting to certain levels before the All-Star break. How about Mr. Jose Bautista, number 30 tonight? There's a strikeout. I don't think there's much question about that call.
30 home runs.
The Babe would be proud.
Yep. Toronto leads Cleveland 4-3. The Pirates fans most concerned about 2 other games. Milwaukee hosting Cincinnati. They're tied at 3 in the bottom of the 4th. Arizona leads at St. Louis 4-1 in the 4th. Bucks a game back of the Brewers in the Central, tied with St. Louis. A look at the standings and those scores.
How do you like looking at that? That is a nice little picture there in the corner of your screen. There's a nice little curveball that Chris drops in.
Fastball high, 2-1 on Darwin Barney, 2 for 2.
We've also been spoiled in another way, Greg. We've been having some very fast-paced games because of the Pirates starting pitching. Not so last night, not so again tonight. And it's not automatic, but they kind of put us in that mode for a good bit of the season. The Pirates starters just cranking it right on through and being quite efficient.
So sometimes you have to outslug, and
yep,
we didn't think really this Pirates team had it in them. But they've shown us time and time again, on occasion, they can go toe-to-toe offensively.
Sure did last night.
Well, 3-2.
Also, you never had this has absolutely no logic, but the last 3 starts Kevin Correa has had, the Pirates have scored a ton of runs. So let's hope that they, for whatever reason, can continue that theme tonight.
Runners will be off on this payoff pitch. Trying to keep Pena close.
Last 3 starts, Kevin was involved in 23 runs scored by the Pirates. That's an average is better than 7 a game, and they'll need that kind of offense tonight.
Got him. Darwin Barney's been hot the last 3 games, but Chris LaRue put up a 0. We're halfway through it. Not even close to being done. 5-3 Cubs. More beautiful pictures from the AGH cam of this ball game tonight. Pirates and Cubs, middle of 3. Concluding game tomorrow. Bucks down a pair. Neil Walker. Walker singled to left in the first inning. His ground out to the second baseman Barney last time up was his 58th RBI of the year. McCutchen on deck. Then the pitcher spot. .58 runs batted in for Neil Walker. And then McCutchen will come to the plate for the first time since they made it official. He's an all-star. Bruce Bochy making that announcement not too long ago that he will replace Ryan Braun on the team's active roster. Braun unable to play. And now it's 3-2.
Last inning it started with a walk. Pirates cashed in 2. Tied again.
Oh, leadoff free pass. And here's McCutchen. Standing O.
Beautiful thing. Got to feel pretty good at number 22.
Steve, you said this at the top of the telecast, and it bears repeating. This is a baseball town.
It is. You know, it makes you remember how good a baseball town it is.
Just the way they've reacted.
Everybody you're talking
about
to
McCutchen tonight here in this ballpark.
They know, I think, never having been there, they know what it means. They have a feel for what it means to be an all-star. It's a very special phrase. You're an all-star. And they had the song, hey, now you're an all-star.
Yep. Well, 38 Special will be performing part of Sky Blast after the game. One of their hits, Caught Up in You. Pirate fans are caught up in McCutchen.
And his teammates.
2-1 count.
I had a guy I ran into this morning. He said, this town is crazy for baseball right now. Crazy for baseball. That sounds good. Sounds wonderful.
Get those stars on either side of the Major League Baseball logo. Think they'll get them on there tomorrow?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay, here we go. Ryan Dempster now.
You've seen a lot of that over the past couple of weeks. Pitchers going high and tight to McCutchen.
Well, both bullpens going to be engaged again tonight. Dempster up around that 90 pitch mark.
There goes the runner. Grounded to the shortstop. And no play at second, so Castro will throw to first to get McCutchen. Walker at second base. One away. AGH Sports Medicine injury update. Pedro Alvarez has been recalled from the minor league rehab assignment and then optioned to AAA Indianapolis, so he's healthy. Now Neil Huntington saying this move the best way to get him back on track offensively and defensively.
And before anybody panics, there have been so many players that have come up, made a splash, gone back momentarily, and if everything works out, come back and be successful. Jade Bell, Denny Nagel. I mean, you can go chapter and verse.
Yep. Xavier Paul bats for LaRue,
who finally got that 0 put up. Chris LaRue, good job.
Ball one on Xavier Paul. Daniel McCutchen got a gigantic out in the 8th inning last night. Just about everybody on this team contributes, it seems, each and every night. Xavier Paul may end up striking out, popping up, hitting a weak ground ball, but it almost wouldn't surprise you the way this season has gone that he delivers. He has been pushing the right buttons, hasn't he?
Indeed.
One and two. Runner at second base is Walker. And Joel Hanrahan. He and McCutchen will go together on that flight to Phoenix. 2-2 the count. The block by Coy Hill. Jeff Carson's out there just in case. Obviously, with the break coming up, his next start to be determined. So he'd be available if the situation dictates tonight and tomorrow.
Joel Hanrahan telling me tonight that he's already got some people heading out to Phoenix, before it gets crazy with traffic and that sort of thing. He's prepared. Got the camera work ready, and he said, I'm going to soak it all in.
I imagine he's the type of guy that he's not going to miss anything out there during All-Star Week. Hanrahan. Struck him out on a high fastball. Dempster strikes out the pinch hitter Xavier Paul.
Just one of the other things that Hanrahan told me after the interview, he said, what I'm really going to enjoy also, I forgot to mention to you, he said, all the people are going to be coming up to me and say, hey, what about your Pirates? What about your Pirates? He said, I am going to love that. That's going to be one of the great parts of that whole experience. Telling people about the 2011 Pittsburgh Pirates. Like the show on before the games, tell them our story. The Pirates by the river talking to the kids, tell them our story. Which is a beautiful piece that Eric and the guys put together with the Pirates, the older Pirate and the young Pirate and the kids.
Popped up to left. Soriano makes the catch. We've completed 5. It's 5-3 Cubs.
Baseball on Root Sports is sponsored by Levin Furniture, home of the Tempur-Pedic, the most recommended mattress in America. Let's go Bucks!
Well, welcome back, and this is the scene. Mike Quade telling Dempster he's done, and Dempster doesn't like it. And this is all this Cubs team needs. Shades of Carlos Zambrano as Dempster will take it out on the water cooler eventually. Later we see him exit, heading down the steps. And I don't know if someone was down there in the runway, but the players seem to follow him. Whether Quade was back down there once he went down the steps. Mark Riggins, the pitching coach there. Dempster heads down, and then the players follow as if something was going on down there in the tunnel, and that maybe they had to break something up. I'll tell you, this Cubs team, the situation right now is a mess with this organization. And that man, unfortunately, he's a good man, Mike Quade.
He is, and if Ryan Dempster wants to take him on down in the tunnel, Ryan Dempster will have his hands full.
Tony Campana bats for Dempster. Daniel McCutcheon, the new Pirates pitcher, again needing zeros from this bullpen.
We've got a couple side stories going on here. We've got an all-star selection. We got a little dust up in the Cubs dugout. We got a baseball game. It's still up for grabs. 5-3 Cubs as we go to the top of the 6th. Mr. Quaddy will hold his ground. Just suffice to say that.
Quaddy with the time in the Pirates organization. People who have played with Quaddy, for him, will vouch for what an outstanding person he is. Great baseball man. Former 22nd round pick of the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1979. Over the middle, shortstop Darno tires the speedy Campana. 1 up and 1 down.
Yeah, I spent some time with Mike Quaddy down at Bruce Keeson's house, one extended spring training period of time, and got to know him. He is what you say.
Makes his home now in Bradenton, Florida. Mike Quaddy, a lot of years in the Cubs organization as a minor league manager. Our cameras caught Kosuke Fukudome once Dempster headed down there, and then the players seemed to follow. You can see Fukudome kind of shaking his head like,
we don't need
now
this.
What? Yeah.
Watch out.
Oh, 0-2. Daniel McCutcheon came on last night in the 8th inning after the Cubs had taken the lead in the top of the 8th off Jose Veras with the bases loaded, facing Starlin Castro, and got him to fly out to left, keeping it a 1-run deficit and allowing the Pirates then to come back and essentially win it in the bottom of the 8th. Fukudome lays off that pitch. 2-2. Old Reggie Jackson jersey. We were talking earlier about Doc Ellis, all his wins before the '71 All-Star break, before he went to that All-Star game. That was the one at Tiger Stadium, wasn't it, where Jackson hit that Titanic home run?
Monster.
Off Ellis?
Yep. Monster shot.
Second baseman there, Walker.
That was also the All-Star game when Doc Ellis says, I don't know if they're willing to start 2 brothers. Him and Vida Blue.
That's right. Another A, right? Vida Blue.
Yep. Yep.
New for the second half this season, Buccos have announced the Get Go Summer Value Pack. You get 4 outfield box tickets and a $20 Get Go gas card, all for only $80. The Get Go Summer Value Pack available for every remaining Pirates home game. For tickets, go to pirates.com/summer value. The Get Go Summer Value Pack.
I think Doc wound up with 19 wins that year, 1971. Great year.
What a year 71 was. What a decade. The 70s for the Pirates.
First full season at Three Rivers Stadium. Started a whole lot of stuff going on in that yard.
Celebrating this year the many great moments of that 71 championship season. Yeah, it was on to Three Rivers, the transition from Forbes. And then at the end of that decade, 1979, they went back as the family to beat Baltimore. And then the transition in the 80s, where things started to slide. That consortium of businesses in Pittsburgh took over the franchise. the hiring Mac Prine, the president, then hired Sid Thrift as the GM, who then hired Jim Leland, and that brought the Pirates back not only into contention, but 3 consecutive National League Eastern Division titles in 90, 91, and 92. And tonight we sit here. The Pirates, with a record of 46 and 42, will be over 500 at the All-Star break for the first time since that 1992 season.
Was Mayor Caligiuri involved?
Yep, very much so.
Yeah,
Mayor Caligiuri,
private public consortium,
played a huge role keeping this team here in Pittsburgh. Talk about a huge role. Daniel McCutchen has been huge. Go to the bottom of the 6th. Pirates down by 2.
Number 3 is very important in tonight's Root Sports text poll question, because we've asked you about the biggest moment at PNC Park in 2011. Your choices are 1, 2, or 3. But the only one you need to pick is number 3. Mike McHenry's number 1 home run last night, his first home run. And so far, the results are, I would have to say that number 3 is still in the lead.
Well, how quickly we forget. Do you know how many runs the Pirates are down right now, Dan?
Yes.
What is that number?
That would be a 2.
Thank you. Text 2 for the McCutchen homer. And McCutchen's an all-star tonight. So wouldn't it be appropriate, Steve and Dan, that McCutchen wins this text poll question with his dramatic home run against the Diamondbacks?
I think you guys are both forgetting the word team. It's not about individuals. Jose Tabata very much a part of this team.
Back on the soapbox. Here we go again. This filibuster. Josh Harrison leads off against Jeff Samardzija, and it's a pop-up. Soriano. 1 out.
Come on, Steve. Sell it, baby. Sell it.
I don't have to sell a lot, Dan, because we got 4 innings to go. And just like this particular poll question, there will be a late rally by my man and my team.
I wonder if my man AE in the trailer could just show us the McCutchen home run at some point. Maybe we get a foul ball just to refresh our memories.
Hey, that's like.
Would you mind doing that?
That's like calling for a lifeline. You can't do that.
No. We could just, again, the McHenry home run fresh in everyone's minds. But we're just going to, in a moment, show you what we're talking about. That dramatic walk-off in extra innings. McCutchen, who was named the All-Star team tonight on June the 8th.
Yeah, we got some Honus Wagner footage, too, if you want to bring that up.
He's not part of the text poll question. That's nonsense. Remember the number 2.
That worked.
As in 22. And McHenry is 2 for 2 tonight.
And how close are the Pirates to first place? Within 1 game.
Oh, boy, you're really a bit of a stretch. There we go. Now we're getting some movement there. Now we're talking. See, Steve, you talked about how smart Bucco fans were, and you were right. That number 2 is starting to move up, and it will really get a jump start here when we show you that home run we're talking about.
Back to the ball game. Michael McHenry up, played 2 for 2.
By the way, in the last 40 years, 3 other Pirates had their first homers give them their team the lead in the 8th inning or later. I was going to ask you about this, Steve, as McHenry takes ball 3. Neil Walker had a 2-run homer in the 8th inning last year on June the 1st off Ted Lilly. Here, the Bucks beat the Cubs 3-2. They were down 2-1 at the time. Kevin Young, April 9th, 1993. Bucks down 5-4 against the Giants, and Rod Beck, he had a 2-run homer in the 8th inning. The Pirates won it 6-5. And a strike is called. And this is what I wanted to ask you about. Do you recall the Pirates being down at Wrigley Field September 9th, 1987? Jeff Robinson hit a home run off Lee Smith in the top of the 9th. Bucks won that game 4-3.
By the way, Jeff Robinson in that ball game also struck out the side on 9 pitches.
McHenry down on strikes. This is what we were talking about. June 8, 2011. A walk-off in the 12th inning. Pirates scratched and clawed after seeing the Diamondbacks tie it in the 8th, take the lead in the 10th. That's what we're talking about. Hey, that's all you need. You need a little video.
Steve,
support.
Can you just grab his mic and throw it out the window?
Just trying to get back to the ball game, Dan. That's all.
Oh, come on.
0-1 the count on Diaz. Andrew McCutchen watches that, sees those numbers moving up in his direction. Diaz doubled in a pair of runs in the 4th. Samardzija trying to settle things down. The Cubs were retired 1, 2, 3 for the first time tonight in the top of the 6th inning, and now here in the bottom of the 6th, Samardzija trying to retire the Pirates in order for the first time. He has taken over for Ryan Dempster, former Notre Dame wide receiver. Two count on Diaz. Samardzija 3.62 ERA. Bounced. That is a fair ball. How does Diaz do that? And he's taking off for second, and the throw won't get him. Diaz gets a double, a hustling double at that, as he saw that ball head toward the short fence.
A little problem getting a handle on the ball for Fukudome down near the fence. And he gets himself in a scoring position where a base hit can get you within 1 run. The race is on there. Fukudome, a little problem getting the ball. Still close at second base. But all's well that ends well.
People from the Braves told us, you watch how many ugly hits Diaz gets. But they're all pretty when it comes to the stat sheet. 2 for 2, 2 doubles for Diaz. Now Presley.
And this man looks to be locked in. The double, then the triple, and then the ball well hit. Caught by Soriano last time up.
Diaz maybe a bit of a jam knee perhaps or whatnot. Looked like he might have winced.
Stretching out there, his lead.
Fly ball to left. To retire the side, the Bucks leave a man in scoring position. They're down by 2. Andrew McCutchen named to the All-Star team tonight to replace Ryan Braun on the roster. He'll join Joel Hanrahan in Phoenix on Tuesday night. He'll be due up second and make it third in the bottom of the 7th inning as Daniel McCutchen is asked to put another 0 on the board. Pirates trail by 2. Bucks 2 for 11 tonight with men in scoring position. What a leadoff hit. Ramirez again. Second hit tonight for him. 4th in the series.
He's just kind of locked in.
Cubs scored 2 in the first inning, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, another in the fourth. Correa, 3 2/3, gave up 5. Chris LaRue, 1 1/3 scoreless. Strike on Pena. Reds and Brewers tied at 3 after 6. Arizona leads 5-1 at St. Louis in the bottom of the 6th. Snap throw to first by McHenry.
Can't blame that young man for feeling a little feisty.
He likes to do that. He's shown in the time he's been with the Pirates that he will on occasion gun that ball down toward first, try and pick off a runner. One and 2. Pena lined a single in the 5th inning between the second base bag and the second baseman Walker. And now they'll, with a 1-2 count, move Harrison not just well off the line at third, but over to the right side of second. On 0-2, he was just well off the line. Now 1-2. He moves over there, so 3 infielders on the right side. Chase Darno is the shortstop. Pena had an opposite field single in the 3rd off Correa. Struck out in the 1st. And now 2-2 on Pena. How about that? That didn't take long.
Wow, that is quick. And that's legit.
That's legit right there.
Root Sports! Hi, Root Sports!
Caught looking is Carlos Pena. Bucks take on the Cardinals Friday, July 22nd, 7:05. Free Shirt Friday. All fans through the gates get a Pirates t-shirt, courtesy of Xfinity from Comcast. Come to Federal Street before the game. Enjoy live music and festivities during the Barrel Kia Block Party. For tickets, go to pirates.com/Free Shirt Friday. And you can imagine the way the crowd has responded. The crowds have responded the last couple of ball games. That will be a high demand ticket. Broken bat roller to third. Harrison, nicely done.
Yeah, good play. Coming in, picking it up. Good, strong, accurate throw to first base. Out number 2.
Really jammed, wasn't it?
Yep, jammed to the point where it put enough English to keep that ball. See it spinning back into fair territory. Had that English on it.
Cool looking shot.
What a great camera that is. Let's get you right involved in the play. Put you on the play.
Maul, thanks for that.
Yep.
The AGH cam. Now Soriano, 2 for 3 tonight, 4 hits in the first 2 games of the series. Drove in a run in the third. Coy Hill is on deck, so McCutchen will want to be somewhat careful here. Not give Soriano anything.
Coy Hill, the only position player left to be left off the hit parade. We can rest assured that everybody around Major League Baseball will be seeing footage of Mr. Quaddy and Mr. Dempster. That's a given. You will see more of that tonight and tomorrow.
To 1 count. Oh my, broken bat and the barrel sails toward third, but the ball in the glove of Neil Walker and on to Garrett Jones for the final out. 7th inning stretch time. We're going to keep it here. Enjoy.
We invite you now to stand, follow the bouncing Eden Park Smiley Cookie, and join everyone watching at home on Root Sports as we sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
More fabulous pictures from the AGH cam and a look at the barges getting ready for Sky Blast 38 special in concert. Tune in tomorrow 12:30 Inside Pirates Baseball. On the show, Andrew McCutchen had a red-hot June showcasing his elite skills. Joel Hanrahan selected to the All-Star game along with McCutchen, and Hanrahan breaks down the situation and his consecutive saves mark. Former Pirate star Dick Grote gets inducted into the College Baseball Hall of Fame, all on Inside Pirates Baseball. Hanrahan starting to stretch, hopefully. He'll be on the mound again tonight to try and save and close out another big part of the game. As Darno, it's a fly ball to left to start the bottom of inning number 7 against Jeff Samardzija. Down a pair in the bottom of the 7th, Neil Walker and McCutchen to follow him. Samardzija gave up the opposite field double, ground double by Diaz, able to get Presley to fly out. Opponents hitting just .202 off Samardzija this season. Last 15 games, an ERA of 1.59. One count. Walker on base twice, plus a ribby. Damascus. Pitcher spot is coming up if a man would reach here. Two and one. Hanging out again at the AGH Rotunda.
Beautiful thing.
That's quite a view up there.
Don't help Samardzija out because he has had some significant control issues coming into this ball game tonight. 49 innings, 34 walks. Sometimes easier said than done to force him through a lot of strikes. .96.
Samardzija cranks it up. Walker fouled it off. 2-2 the count. Samardzija drafted in the 5th round out of Notre Dame in 2006.
Got a pretty good arm for a wide receiver, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Certainly put together like a wide receiver. Tall, lanky. I get the feeling we need something dramatic here. I mean, something to jumpstart things again.
All right, now 3-2 as Walker battles Samardzija.
Just trying to stay completely away, forcing Neil to push the ball if he can the other way, not allowing him to pull. And Hill sets up out there again.
Goes the other way with Soriano.
You're playing Pepper with Alfonso Soriano right now.
3 straight putouts. Soriano has
5 of the last 6 outs.
Yep.
More love for Andrew.
New generation of Bucko fans.
You want to sell your game to fans? Start with the kids. You know what you want to do, Greg? You want to grab Dad's sleeve. Hey, take me to the ball game. I want to go see the Pirates. And you get them in here waiting for something to happen. They're here. And they're hoping, waiting. Last night, they waited, and it happened.
A ball and 2 strikes. Tonight, McCutchen was popped to short, walked, and grounded to short. Five runs, a dozen hits for the Cubs. 3 runs, 8 hits for Pittsburgh. Samardzija followed Dempster. Dempster went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs on 7 hits.
And didn't go quietly.
Yeah. Quite a shouting match with his manager, and then who knows what went on in the tunnel. Castro on the backhand and past Pena.
You never know what might open the door.
An interesting ruling here. Castro looking up to see if he'll be charged with his 17th error, and he will. The most in baseball. AGH cam shows you the McCutchen swing.
Takes it on the backhand side, and then the low throw. Another throw to a first baseman that really you see picked a lot. You see picked for the out.
Elvis Andrus of the Rangers and Ryan Theriot of the Cardinals, each with 15, second most among shortstops. So Brandon Wood bats. And grounds right to Castro for the final out. On to the 8th. Still a 2-run lead for the Chicago Cubs. June 3rd, 2011. Jose Tabata walk-off single in the 12th off Denis Baez of the Phillies. Why are we showing this, Steve?
Well, because this is what turned the Pirates season around. You can talk all about your numbers, your recent stuff, but this is how it all got started.
Okay, but why are we showing it?
We're showing it because I'm picking up a lot of pace now.
There you see. Well, look at the... See, once we showed McCutchen how important that was.
You guys are splitting the vote, taking my votes away by splitting.
Sure, that's the way it should be. And Tabata now gaining a little bit of ground since we've shown that video. I hope you're happy. Text poll question 412-412. Text 1 for the Tabata walk-off hit.
I'm thinking more about team than individuals, and I'll stick with it.
That obviously makes no sense whatsoever. McCutchen has gained ground. Of course, with his all-star selection tonight, that had to help, along with that video you saw of his walk-off homer. And Michael McHenry, still fresh in the minds of most folks with his 8th inning home run. It was not a walk-off. Daniel Moscas now. Strike on Coy Hill. We talked earlier about Coy Hill and what he has said about when he bats right-handed, basically gripping it with one hand
and a finger.
So that's the main reason he is 1 for 17 from this side of the plate. Tries to fight that off. Tough little English, perhaps, and nice little play by d'Arnaud.
Little drop shot in back of the pitcher. Ball trying to run out of the glove.
Chase d'Arnaud making the play to start the 8th. 39,235. Another sellout. It's the 10th sellout of this season. The most since the 2001 campaign when they opened up this yard. Another nice play. This time by Josh Harrison to retire Darwin Barney.
Daniel Moscas liking this stuff in back of him. Nice pick as he had to take it in between hops on the backhand side. Easy after that. Good play by Josh. By the way, Danny McCutcheon, 2 scoreless innings, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Yep. The pick and the throw.
Jeff Baker bats for Samardzija.
Yeah, let's get him out of there. Just 1 base runner against him, and that was the result of an error.
Kerry Wood will be the new pitcher. 2 more shots. And now Walker with a tough play. Bare hands, throws and gets him.
Yeah, how about that infield?
action tonight. Bucks down 5-3. Head to the bottom of the 8th inning. A sold-out PNC Park. Tomorrow, the finale of this series. Hope you'll make your plans to see the Bucks take on the Cubs. 1:35 first pitch. Paul Mahalem for the Pirates against veteran Ramon Ortiz. Speaking of veterans, Kerry Wood.
Way back in 1998 as a rookie, 13 wins. But check this out, 166 innings, 233 strikeouts for Kerry Wood. You talk about breaking out on the scene at the major league level. 166 innings, 233 strikeouts, and then was hurt the next year.
And after various injuries, left the starting rotation, became a member of the bullpen with the Cubs in 2007. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Kerry Wood would sign on as a free agent with Cleveland. Last summer traded to the Yankees and back now with the Cubbies. 2-2. Fastball 96 on the gun. Speculation that the Cubs will be looking to move some players, move some salary, and try and get young talent back into their system. Oh, ties up Jones, and Jones can't lay off. Strikeout for Kerry Wood.
Remember what, 6 or 7 years, maybe 5 years ago, they committed $380 million in salaries. Wow.
And they are still on the hook for a lot of that cash. Carlos Pena signed a 1-year deal. Alfonso Soriano, we told you his
big numbers.
Yeah, his deal goes through the 2014 season. Josh Harrison takes ball 1. Ramos Ramirez, veteran who signed through this year with a mutual option through 2012. Bounce to the right side. Harrison is the second out of this 8th inning. Jim Henry is the general manager of the Chicago Cubs. We just don't know what direction he's going to take this team between now and the end of this month.
And like most GMs around this time of year, a lot of time on the phone. All of a sudden, Mr. McHenry hitting 262.
Yeah, 2 for 3 tonight.
So easy to root for a guy like this. Put his time in, comes here and does his job, goes about his business, and all of a sudden he's on everybody's mind this morning.
And a 3-0 count.
A lot of good stories in and around baseball, and not all one-dimensional. He's one of those good stories.
Drafted in the 7th round by Middle Tennessee State 5 years ago. Knoxville, Tennessee native. Traded in a minor deal to the Red Sox. Was there at AAA Pawtucket. And when the Pirates had the injuries to their catchers, they made the deal for McHenry. And Kerry Wood has a 1-2-3, bottom of the 8th. Pirates still down by 2.
Last night, what else needs to be said? Michael McHenry with his first career home run. And you're hearing my voice instead of Greg Brown's. But trust me when I tell you, it was Greg Brown's most inspirational call of a home run ever. And even though my colleague Greg Brown is voted for number 2 in our Root Sports text poll question, which was Andrew McCutcheon's walk-off, and worthy of it, it's 3 that you want tonight. Here are the results that we've asked you to take part in, and actually 14,000 votes. 14,000. And so far, all of 14,000 are doing me proud.
Well, Dan, as a true gentleman, I congratulate you on your win.
Wait, is it over now? Are we saying that we're shutting it down? Can we get confirmation on this? Can we get any late votes in?
Greg, let it go.
Sure we can.
Let it go.
Nothing from the... Well, we'll go to the end of the game. They will update it in the post game.
All right.
Greg, by the way, I meant what I said. I speak from the heart.
I know you do, Dan, and I appreciate that.
It's been the talk of the town.
But I will not change my vote. I'm still sticking with 2.
All right.
You've done good work in selling.
This is getting real sloppy.
It
now.
is sloppy.
This is getting sloppy. But I congratulate you, Dan, because you're going to win.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so.
We'll see on the post game what happens. Toward the gap in right center field and trouble. Kosuke Fukudome leading off the 9th off Daniel Moskos with a double as the Cubs try to add to their lead. 13 hits. The double for Fukudome. The 3rd double of the night. Castro doubled in the 1st. Pirates have used Correa, Chris LaRue, Daniel McCutcheon, and now Daniel Moskos. Castro 2 for 4. RBI infield hit in the 4th. Again, just 21 years old. Starlin Castro homered in his first big league at bat, had 6 RBIs. His debut.
Nice way to break in.
Yeah. Yucking it up for the cameras. The Parrot. One ball, one strike to count on Castro.
You talk about a busy bird during these sellouts. Pirate Parrot. They all want some time with the Parrot.
And he obliges.
Yeah.
No bigger ham in baseball.
And loves every minute of it, and they love being a part of it with him.
And now where he's off to who knows where.
Birdland.
Yeah. Rip to left. Runner at second had to freeze. It's 1st and 3rd. 3rd hit tonight for Starlin Castro. And now the batter, Aramis Ramirez. Clint Hurdle makes a move here. Looks like he's going to.
Yeah, well, the way Ramos is swinging the bat, you certainly at least want a right-hander against him.
Another double switch as McHenry will exit. Eric Fryer will take over. 1st and 3rd, nobody out in this 9th inning. Let's see if Pirates can somehow find a way to keep it a 2-run deficit.
You know, Greg, we'll discuss this later on, but there's a significant point early in this ball game, and that I assume we're going to be taking a break.
Hurdle gets the baseball from Moskos, and we will return as Tony Watson comes on. Third and no one out. After the game, don't touch that remote or you're going to miss the Pirates post-game show. See what Clint Hurdle has to say about the game and lots more, all coming up after the game on Root Sports. Also talk about Andrew McCutchen making the All-Star team. Eric Fryer, part of this double switch. Tony Watson, one lefty replacing another, trying to find a way to retire Aramis Ramirez.
Well, we might see a right-hander, but not to be.
Line foul past Fukudome.
I'll tell you, Aramis Ramirez is just all over everything right now. A little concerned about his teammate initially, and now a little relief.
One ball, one strike on Ramirez. Popped it up and out of play. The infield has shortened up, a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Left hand hitting Carlos Pena on deck. Again, the Pirates down by 2 runs. In the bottom of the 9th, Matt Diaz, Alex Presley, and Chase Darno due up. Of course, Carlos Marmol. Wow. Swinging a foul tip of the strikeout. Look at Ramirez's reaction.
Ooh. And here the fans' reaction. Apparently Aramis wanted that ribby. Well, nobody likes to see that, but he does play the game with passion, and there's other ways to display that passion, of course. He wanted it. He wanted it badly.
Well, Pena Struck out his last time. He's punched out twice tonight. Ramirez back in the dugout after striking out with runners at first and third. Unable to pick up his 51st RBI of the season.
There's been some tension.
Yeah, there really has
dugout.
Strike one on Pena. Plenty deep. Back is Presley. Sacrifice fly. It's now 6-3. Pena gets a big RBI to score Fukudome. Run charge to Moscas. Castro wisely tags and moves into scoring position.
Well, you take a look at Starlin Castro. He looks like he's, what, 15?
Yeah.
15, 16 years old.
Now the Pirates trail by 3. Bird RBI infield hit in the first. 1 for 4 tonight. Starlin Castro a 3-hit night. One ball, one strike. Pirates looked as though they had a shot in the very first inning to do some damage against Ryan Dempster, as Alex Presley led off the bottom half after the Cubs had scored twice in the top of the first. Presley doubled off the Clemente wall. Chase Darno followed with a base hit to right, and third base coach Nick Leyva waved Presley. He was out at the plate. Ball hit well towards center. McCutcheon makes the catch. Down 3. Carlos Marmol was ineffective last night. See what the case is tonight. Bucks tied for second with St. Louis, a game behind Milwaukee. Reds and Brewers are tied at 3 in the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Cardinals trail by 3 against Arizona in the top of the 8th.
A couple of changes for the Cubs. Reed Johnson takes over in left field, and Carlos Marmol is expected coming in to try to close this out for the Cubs. It is a save situation. 38 saves for Marmol last year, 78 innings, 138 strikeouts. He was extremely dominant.
That's what made last night's game so incredible. Marmol just give that base hit to Harrison, who didn't waste any time. First pitch swinging, and then McHenry on an 0-2 count fouled off 6 pitches before he hit the home run. Strike on the fastball. In fact, he got ahead of McHenry 0-2, and Bob and I last night on TV said, why isn't Marmol throwing that killer slider? We find out today, reading the papers, he was throwing sliders, but
they weren't
doing anything. Ground ball to the shortstop. Castro retires Diaz to begin the 9th. One away. Dempster would get the win. He went 5 innings. Yeah, 5 innings, 3 runs. Involved in a shouting match with his manager when he was lifted after his 5 innings. Correa would fall to 11-7. Couple of hits for Presley, a run scored, double, a triple. One and 2. Jose Bautista, Steve, hit another home run tonight to give Toronto a lead in the 10th at Cleveland. This was 31. 2 on the night. Cleveland started the day a half game up on Detroit in the American League Central. Did he offer?
No. Wally Bell emphatically saying no.
Six runs, 14 hits for Chicago tonight. Now 3-2 on Alex Presley.
We need a base runner, then we need another one
to get it to
and so
Walker and McCutchen.
So on and so on.
Just foul.
Probably okay because it was just fair. They're sitting on the baseline. No, not really.
We're up by 3. I'm surprised they are actually.
Pena not all that close to the line on that one, so we could have got a skidder down there in the right field corner. Try it again.
How about that at bat?
Yep, liking it. You always watch young players, how they react in given situations, not getting too anxious to do something, having some restraint when it's called for.
Now d'Arnaud, another young player.
Another base runner.
Find a way to get on. hit that tying run to the plate, down 3. Bucks were down 2 in the 4th when Matt Diaz doubled home Garrett Jones and Michael McHenry. Stayed that way until the top of the 9th when the Cubs added an insurance run, up by 3 now. Ball 1 on d'Arnaud. And 2-0. Strike.
I don't think I'm seeing the fastball that I'm used to seeing from Marmol. I mean, last year, when you strike out almost 2 an inning, over 78 innings, I mean, you can't do it with just a dominant slider.
Dribbler back to Marmol. Oh, the out at first. That sure looked like. And Clint Hurdle,
come on, guys,
did not believe that the out call was made by John Hirschbeck to end it, and he's going to let Hirschbeck know about it. As though d'Arnaud had beaten the throw, but the DP ends it, and the Chicago Cubs hold on and win it 6-3.
Can't do anything now about it as the Cubs walk off with their win. But why not take a look?
Like d'Arnaud had beaten it. Pretty obvious. But the Cubs get the call at first, and they get the win to even the series. Stay tuned. Pirates postgame with Paul Alexander and Kent DeColby. All coming up next right here on Root Sports. Pirates will look for the series win tomorrow afternoon.